up. If you're not watching that with the Sentinel, how are you going to make it happen? I guess with just gunshots peeking into shop, they managed to start things off with a double kill.
What a way to open your debut in VCT Pacific. Governor, a lot of people had questions about the pickup, but trying to silence the doubters from the pistol round in the very first match.
Already finding something, but still Ban kind of over-aggressing a little bit too much, does get fallen down by Borkum. So with that, a little bit more space, Team Secret gets to recover for just a second, maybe setting up for that A-split push.
Yeah, good back out from Governor. Of course, a bit of a mishap coming down from Halls, but I mean, they should still be able to find some good shots. Cruz will eventually clean up that kill, and that makes things a lot easier. The door open is a good sign for Governor as well, and just Jesse Vash left spotted. Okay, Com's a little delayed, but Governor will find the headshot.
That's just a quick start already. I mean, we're thinking about Governor, and I think that's one of the main things that this entire roster was built around. Asarai mentioned it a little bit as well in their ESL Clash of Nations games, that this entire roster was built around him. They want to support him. He's the duelist, and he's here to frag. And this first round says it all.
Yeah, I mean, even in the Emerge video, Lenny talks about how he was actually impressed with the playmaking and kind of the smart decisions that Governor is able to make. Now on the Neon, some extra utility to work around as well with things like the fast lane and the relay bolt. We saw that from Ye yesterday, who had a decent opening match in terms of his own performance. Governor another kill here in A main, trying to say this is my home for the first half on the defense.
All right, supported by Cruz as well with that cascade. I mean, it's just starting things off. You're already picking up the Phantom round 2. You're just looking to hold on to that thing to maybe secure the bonus round as well. It's just so much going into this. Lenny tries to hold up Tunnel, able to take down one. It's information enough for Talon.
Yeah, and only the Ghost as well. I don't mind it at all. In fact, I like it, right? They're very aware of the fact that, okay, you're the one with a pistol. You could push out a bit. Yeah, you might have questions about its Sova, etc., but at the end of the day, this is an anti-eco. What matters is you win the round and that you're not giving away any extra weapons. You want to carry over these long-range rifles into the bonus. Ban, good shot from long range. NDG staying alive behind the wall. This deep dig in from Envy, though. He's already all the way through Nest. I don't think they're going to suspect the timing here.
However, he's only got a classic, so you got to close in the distance. You got to be able to, get a quick double tap in or something, because if not, Envy might not be able to do all too much. High blocks off so much. Governor spots him out. Easy cleanup. Easy second round win for Talon.
Yeah, if he had a Sheriff, I think we'd get a lot more excited for the potential there, but also gets spotted right at the end. Doesn't have the long-range weaponry, and things go as planned. Dropping just a Marshal by, so the importance with the Phantoms, and then you actually have the overdrive on Governor now as well. You pass over the rifle, you have some good capabilities to push out even with the overdrive. Really tighten up the map here on a bonus.
Not to mention, Lenny was holding onto a Ghost. I mean, economy just looks great for Talon in round 3 to maybe potentially carry this over into a bonus. So the question is for Team Secret, I mean, what is their game plan? Because so far, out on the attack, it hasn't worked out so well, especially when Governor continues to push out into A shop.
Revealing area.
They're not going to push out right away. I like the patience from Talon. Wait for some early contact. You know that the opponents have to play a bit slow. They don't want to take any big risks just yet.
Okay. Yeah, they've adapted to this already.
Oh, and look at this. They pull back. I mean, second Cascade used, maybe a bit of an extra investment in terms of utility, but the point is they pressured and they let them know that it's a Neon there with a relay bolt. Now they're trying to really just funnel them into A main.
Just checking around. Nobody's here, though. Team Secret just waiting things out. Yes, you've picked up the overdrive, but that thing can burn out as well if it doesn't find any kills. So that might be their idea. However, you are running out of time, so it might be sensible to make a move. Ban, however, seeing that they made a move, takes one out, tries to look for another, gets gunned down by Envy instead. A little bit sharper, and with that, maybe a bit of an opening. Cruz hiding inside of the cove, though, turns back around, doesn't expect to play from Halls. Here comes Governor, picks up the Vandal, tries to wall bang, can't quite find all too much.
Already a lot of damage done, and if Talon very easily could get at least another kill with Jeremy so low, still a very doable round for Talon, trying to lead with a dominant 3-0 half. The comms just not there about Jeremy potentially still being around the switch.
Just a bit of that mix-up of a 50-50 angle or something. I'm not too sure, but whatever it is, it's all down to Governor's shoulders right now, and with a 1-on-3, even with a Kuronami Vandal, it's just a little bit too much.
Yeah, we don't want to read into things too much too early, but of course, I mean, they've talked about how, obviously, great credit to JitBoys, who is the one who mainly has to try to catch up to this language barrier as they've switched to a primary English calling. Everyone else has experience calling in English and communicating, so it could be part of that, but just something about it, maybe being pressed for time, bit of a mishap. But at the end of the day, bonus round, you're still getting away with a Vandal, so Talon, the result is not poor, but we'll see if those kind of hiccups start to show throughout the map.
On the other hand, for Team Secret too, I mean, what a way for Envy to really break open this site. It was some trades going off back and forth, but at the same time, just a clear idea of how to set up this split. And that's the other thing too, because although it's great early round aggression from Talon on their defensive side, they leave a lot open, and you can see that Jeremy exploited just right that on A-Halls.
Yeah, a very aggressive dig into Halls as well. Of course, now opened back up, so props to Jeremy. A big risk you take as that primary Jet. Oh, it's a little too high. He sent it up from a little too far. NDG, welcome to VCT. Gets shut down on that first death. He's going to have to reconsider how he sets up those tripwires from long range.
That's a rude awakening. Team Secret just trying to find ways still, but feeling some of these old patterns. They're not quite able to find all too much unless they get the information that they need. And with so many early aggressive plays coming out from Talon, they're starting to feel that heat. So just trying to escape that for a second. I mean, they keep holding back, but Talon's just going to keep pushing out.
Yeah, and Talon has the read now, right? They've pushed out. They knew it was the Cypher. They didn't see any other further info from mid or on B main. Good shots from Lenny as well. Nowhere to go for Team Secret.
Yeah, Recon just confirms even more, so they know it's very much so an investment into the A site. As long as everyone here stays tucked in, it's probably good enough. However, with the Owl Drone being committed, it's an easy frag kill for Envy. With the pushes out though, yeah, this is just way too much. Ben coming up from behind too. This round is over.
And Ban's been this guy who's just walking out every round up to a certain point. Gate crashes back, then scouts out the other side. Almost just like a deadly drone. And so far, I would say successful. Even if he doesn't get contact on a map like Breeze, if you're able to dig deep and then gate crash back, a lot of information gained. Works very well in timing with Governor's pushouts in these first kills as well. I mean, whatever plan that Talon had, it has been working out. Ladies and gentlemen, don't worry. No deja vu. We don't like to live in the past here, and it's going to be round 4. Rifles still in hand for Team Secret, and of course Talon now buying up after that bonus in the previous one.
New composition. Now they've started to play things a little bit more slow as we move forward into the next round. Team Secret trying to set up for that execute. Cloudburst in. Jeremy dashes right through, but immediately stunned up thanks to the relay bolt. Governor doing God's work. Second kill going through. And that's just a huge wall right in front of Team Secret. They cannot break past B.
Beautiful relay bolt. And you could just tell Jeremy wasn't quite expecting that one. Not really sure where to hold his angle because he's not going to be able to swivel on a beat, which he's very well known for. Shuts him down. And Governor now already taking mid control as well. NDG just can't find a beat against the duelist of Talon.
Now 2 players left. Talon's star duelist looking to line up even more heads. One more to get that quad, and he does.
I mean, combating that wide swing as well, just the reset. Doesn't hold for the spray, knows that it's still Jesse Vash going for the wide peak. Governor, we've heard his confidence. He is 10-0-2 in his debut at VCT Pacific.
Not just some pickup from NA, not just some tier 2 guy, whatever. He's here, and he's definitely fitting in on Talon Esports.
Over 2 kills per round so far. Sure, only 4 rounds, but 0 deaths to that as well. He's taking fights and taking names away from Team Secret.
I think that's the other thing too. Right? He's not overheating all too much. He could have, pushed even more into B, but he just held his ground and then peeked back out towards Elbow. Now onto the next. Jeremy tries to do the same thing towards a different site, but still leaves all too much, all too open for Team Talon to take them down. JitBoys, Lenny finding a double of their own.
Sure, a weaker round from Team Secret, but if your weak round, by the way, it's not that late into the game. We're only on to round 6 for that one, or round 5, and if your answer is, well, Hail Mary, see if it works. I mean, sure, you kept note of Governor's previous position, but oh, we're not starting to see Team Secret try to dig for solutions here. But no timeout, so clearly Warbirds has faith that they're able to figure this out in the server.
And they're going to have to try something different at some point or another. They've got the full buy now. They have to make it work. Just a wide strike from Jesse Bash this time. Governor overheating a little bit too much. Can't compliment him. And it's going to be Jesse Bash finding yet another. B site is open this time.
Deco not going to bite either, but Ban, that does allow him to continue to flank back around if he so chooses.
Portal closed.
All right, there it is. Can't go for the flank anymore. Toxic screen is an obstacle, and they're trying to make their way through it, waiting for it to drop down. Meanwhile, the rest of Team Secret just holding their angles. They haven't been exposed all too much. NDG jumps up, and that reveals a little bit more. Snakebite, however.
Snakebite.
And that means Borkamaster kind of repositioned. However, timer is ticking. And given what Team Secret has, it's just a little bit more.
Ban! Oh, this guy, he's been waiting to get back to be able to play the roles an agency loves. And even here, Governor still given that primary duelist position, but playing with confidence. Gets some frags on the board.
Pushing up, playing off of his teammates' contacts. He manages to find all those frags. I mean, we saw him on T1 last year. He was very capable as a duelist, sometimes flexing off the different agents, but maybe freed up to do a little bit more on this Talon Esports roster.
Yeah, I mean, playing to his role strength, right? You're there to scout, but...
Well, we're seeing another outlaw. Oh my goodness! Half armor, you get chewed right through. Relay bolt now just to keep them at bay, and he still taps away on that overdrive. It does tag up Borkum for a little second. He's down to half HP. The rest of them all pinned down and stuck inside of this cave.
I mean, if you watch the video that VCT Pacific put out, Benkai tried to tell him he's not the governor around here, but I think Talon's governor is here to stay.
Yeah, he looked pretty menacing in that video.
Governor's a pretty decent actor. That's what I found out in all these extra content. If you look at the Surf announcement video from Talon, Governor's shocked face is like legitimate shock.
Yeah, not to mention the one where we go through like all of Talon's roles, the hacker, the big brain, everything. I mean, the mastermind, excuse me.
Yeah, but so far, he's not going to need that backup plan for his career because this is a great first showing and a good call on the Outlaw buy as well. You have so many creds, but yet you want to make sure you're really snowballing the economy. You know that they don't have full buys this round.
Yeah, also just a good call. Like previous rounds, you know, Team Secret went B, it doesn't work out there, execute. So probably they're gonna go A, and it's a good call. It connects onto a third. Jesse Bash now trying to go for the close range duel, but Governor and Lenny swapped over the shorty. You can still shoot me for days. I'm gonna take you down.
Oh, it doesn't matter if the Outlaw only has 2 shots. We'll just add 2 more to the shorty. That's 4 shots always at the ready for Governor.
It's another 4.
It's another 2+2. A little bit of a theme today. Oh man, that collab hurts. I mean,
especially for the player behind.
Yeah, this is just what a read from Talon. Good shots from Governor too, and good movement from Neon at the end. I mean, if you really want to dig all the way to the micromanagement of it.
Definitely.
Go, go, go.
15-1-5. A 15.0 KD, 7 rounds into his first match in VCT Pacific.
Pretty soon building up to his next ultimate. Ban on the operator now. Jeremy opping as well. But we've got that dimensional drift available. So that kind of cancels out any potential Viper's pits.
It's a good hold.
I like, tapping the pause for Talon. Oh no, but it allows for Jeremy to find an opening pick.
Time to jump.
And then the trade.
Yeah, answer right back. And Jeremy was trying to get ready for it too, but Ban's just half a step quicker.
Now you've lost your head. Team Secret. It's going to be that much more difficult to push through. I mean, not unless, I would have to think it's down to Envy.
Yeah, it's always so rough on Breeze. If your Jet is still the main operator, if you're trying to pick that up for the attack, obviously it's a great wild card. It's a great weapon to try to get the first pick, but as soon as they get picked off where you spend too much time, you just don't have a great way to break into sight. You're right, the null command's still available for Envy. That's an
30
option. The
seconds
KOs, they've gotten aggressive before.
Oh, there it is. Flash out. Oh, but the toxic screen timing! It blocks off the flash, allows for Governor to tap away, and he just finds them through that green curtain.
Yeah, by the way, no extra shots from Cruz on that because there's no assist, so it was just Governor getting Envy right through the toxic screen. He's
Oh
like, my gosh.
That went a little bit too haywire. Borkum managing to bring things back under Team Secret's control. They picked up the players, they picked up the spike, but here comes Ban. Oh, dimensional drift. What is this quick switch up? Back to the shorty, but then shut down by Jesse Vash, the veteran, the experienced player, and he's still here to frag. Cruz, though, tries to fight back with the op, has to reload. I don't know if it's going to be good enough. Recon just makes him think about the other angle for just a second. Swapped over to the Vendel, a simple burst, closes things out. Jesse Vash's reactions, not quite enough up against Cruz.
Yeah, Cruz, a good read in that very last second. Expects the possibility of Jesse Vash trying to get ahead of that Cascade. He wins the 1v1, but that was a potential Jesse Vash moment there, the hero moments that we've come to know from the leader of the Filipino squad. Good shots from Governor, and the decision from Ban. The quick swap over for the operator over to Cruz, immediately ults, and then just comes out of it, goes for the shorty, and if he dies, he's still there for the trade. A great decision.
Definitely makes your opponents feel a lot of pressure, because you're not expecting him to come out of the dimensional drift that quick.
Yeah. I mean, I've heard that this team is very vocal, all individually. I've heard that they are always ready to speak their mind. They talk about it in their own videos as well, and that can always go two ways, right? I mean, you could really gel, but you could all really start to get in each other's ears, and the chemistry's not there, but so far, they are in sync. This new Talon roster.
Yeah, and look at these ideas too. Viper's Pit, Cruz hiding inside of it. It's a little bit risky, given the Aldro now. He tries to back out of it, but still lands a shot onto Envy anyway.
But that's the problem, isn't it? It wasn't the Viper. The pit's still up. When oftentimes the Viper gets a little greedy, pushes out, you take them out, and then you think you're able to push through, but just another sentry there to get one kill. And Ban now in mid. I mean, look at Talon's movement. Neon's all the way out in A main. They have full control of this map. And the double as well.
Full control of the fights too. Pretty soon, Governor's going to come up from behind. Jesse Vash trying to do what he can. But how much is going to be enough? Oh, Governor's just going to let them up?
Yeah, I mean, didn't spot him. And the thing is Team Secret also doesn't know that this would have been the Neon pushing all the way out, but now they say we don't really have a choice. Yup.
There we go.
Spotted him as well.
Now it's a 3-on-1. Jesse Vash might be able to get the spike plant, but that's about it.
So he needs to hide from the operator. Needs to get the plant.
Oh, it's because it's Neon too.
Yeah, he's trying to get the first pick. He's crouching down, but it's not enough.
Look, because he was watching the angle towards the entrance of Cave. He had no idea that Governor was already onto the other side. The high gear sprint just kind of throws off the timing for a second. So 8-1. Talon has not dropped a single round since round 4.
An incredible streak from Talon Esports. Now, some Talon fans, you know, this might be a little deja vu from last year where they also had a great showing at Lock-In, and we had high hopes, but I would say...
Insane.
I mean, yeah, you are insane. I agree. I mean, these guys are looking so sharp in their aim, their decision-making. 18-2-5. The number just keeps going up for Governor.
Man,
I mean, the buck just doesn't stop.
It just keeps bucking. I gotta really think about what this could mean for the future, because in their group they might have to play against DRX, and still they're now suddenly dropping thanks to the pacing from Team Secret. Borkum going up on the aggressive. Jeremy trying to go up front, shut down by Cruz thanks to the recon, but then Envy on the trade. Numbers advantage has been gained.
Secret finally answers back at the same pace, right? They say, okay, we'll drive it up to 11 as well. And this time it pays off. Jeremy not getting picked off right on the entry. He's able to jiggle out and gets the first pick in return. And that's a good answer. Maybe a little late, but if they can chain that into 4, still a solid shot on Breeze.
Just getting an idea for Talon's game plan again. I mean, because some previous rounds, especially the first part of the map, they start to go really aggressive. Now they start to slow down a little bit. And Team Secret sees that as an opening, and it works.
Of course, we've got viewing
Whoa,
parties from
that's
all around.
a lot of people.
Yes, that was a lot of people.
Wave crash.
And hopefully, of course, the teams are able to deliver on their expectations. But Secret, so far, a shaky start, but they are on the attacking side. Again, 4 rounds. I don't think that's too bad. They have the Cypher on the defense.
Of course, always very useful, especially up against players like Governor and Ban. But right now, Talon switching things up a little bit. We've still got that op on both sides.
Yeah, and Secret also used an early drone to see.
Oh, that's
spots
big
the
info.
barrel. Well, yeah, I mean, you know at least the position of 1. So you know how to just target that guy. Oh, man, nice try, Jeremy.
And all of a sudden, Lenny tucks away. Just jiggling for info outside mid, but here comes Ban to do that job instead. Lenny is relieved to go in for the Hunter's Fury in towards B instead.
Still
Actually,
many
not
people in sight, though. Backup's all here.
Ban just trying to hold the off angle. I thought Lenny would have gone for the counter Hunter's Fury, but just as good. Plays for the recon instead. Wait for his teammates to arrive on the scene. Cruz getting a bit of a trade, and then comes Governor. Numbers game prevails, and Talon continues to win.
I mean, the backup's just way too quick. And of course, I think, honestly, Lenny's had some incredible info gathering on the side of Talon. That previous round as well. And this one, he gets some solid pings onto Envy. And Envy tries to pop flash around. He's still tagged, gets shot through the smoke. Backup already there. Governor wrapping all the way around the back of sight. Talon's comms are good. I mean, I don't know what else to say. But all the concerns that I personally had about how does this team gonna gel in the very beginning of the year, they've thrown that right in the bin.
It's looking really good, and if they can secure this first half 10-2, that would be even better.
Jeremy's alone, the
Right,
reckoning.
here comes Team Secret. Oh my god, even alone. I mean, Borkum NTG all the way from B main. They managed to gun down so many of these players. Going up fast is just what Talon did not expect, and all of a sudden it's down to Governor. Only an op, maybe a bit of utility, but no ultimate.
The way he's playing today, I say you hold your breath.
Okay.
Good reposition for Jesse. His back is covered by Jeremy as well.
Trying to bait out Peaks with that fast lane. He doesn't have that much time, maybe like 25 seconds left. If he wants to wrap back around to B main, that's not going to be enough.
It's just too many with the op, but we'll see what he can do. Jeremy shuts it down.
Jump peak, that feels old. But here we go, 9-3. Still a good.
Join his teammates, takes out the cam, and that's what the Euro can do, right? You can really start to toy with the Cypher setups, usually on the B side. Put the pressure. That draws out at least one more member, right? Cypher not as safe, can't get as much info without either one trip, one spy cam, things like that.
I like Jeremy's position, though. Just watching in case anyone does peek out, or if he wants to try to find Van. A little bit faster, and then Van rendezvous with his team. Setting up for that A execute now. They think they've managed to buy enough time away from B site. If they can pinch down onto Envy, that would be great. But look at Envy, 180-degree flick, and he gets Governor, 2 kills. A bit of a trade, and then Jesse finds one more. Borkum, however, feeling the pressure, has to back off, tries to find a better position. Close range duel of the Classic, tries to right-click. But you know what? It doesn't even matter because only Lenny is left. And with the IGL not able to frag out, it's going to be Team Secret picking up the pistol in the second half.
These are the clips we remember from 23, Envy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's just the 180 headshot as well. Lets the Neon pass, then walks out on a timing through, just guards that fast lane. Good mind games around the Neon.
So controlled. I mean, like, oh yeah, throw all your utility. I mean, I'm not bothered by it whatsoever. Nice! Jesse finding shots too all the way from the back of bridge. That's what you need from Team Secret. Now they've got the outlaw at the hands of Jeremy, and they can definitely dish out more damage.
Yeah, that's one of the big questions a lot of us had is Jeremy, he has to now play primary duelist, he has to play primary opper, and of course the outlaw and things like that. See if it comes to fruition, but not on the A side just yet. We'll have to give up the plan. Oh, sees him.
Snake bite, stinger combo, spike dropped, and the rest of Talon scrambling for safety. playing around the toxic screens too, though. It just gives up a lot more space, and with some blind shots being fired through, Jeremy finds one. Borkum not able to do all too much, but it's just a setup for Jeremy to find a little bit more. Envy coming up from behind too, and that's Talon just burned to a crisp.
I'm telling you, it's far from over. Obviously, they're able to carry over the 4 weapons that they did purchase into the bonus. Now, not all the greatest, but you got to remember, again, this is a different comp. They've got the Cypher. They can really try to anchor around the site, work around the trips and the cyber cages, things like that on one side. Then you've got the Outlaw potentially on the other. A bit of a mishap there with the spike showing through, of course, the smoke. But at the end of the day, I don't know if it would have made a grand difference in the scheme of things.
Yeah, it just came down to the buy still, and Team Secret knowing how to play so far back. The onus is on Talon to really push up, and it's a little bit more difficult for them to do so given the current weaponry. But now, on to the next round. Team Secret's got to watch out. Talon's got to watch out for Jeremy still.
Aggressive push out from mid. He's just going to try to stick around. No contact.
Ooh. Okay, good recon from KICKOFF as well.
Yeah, but this, I mean, KICKOFF simply trying to let them know, like, if you want to come into B, you're going to have to use a lot more utility. And if they're not able to find the Cypher utility off of that, obviously it gets a lot tough. So KICKOFF with a great read that this is going to funnel them into A. It's a bit of a gamble, but one that might pay off.
Yeah, it's going to cost you. If not, we're just going for that 4-on-5 retake. But we're also banking on the fact that NDG can anchor. That's something that Asterai said.
Envy holding close as well. Oh, no!
Wow.
Doesn't look like the first shot quite connecting. Not able to finish the kill, but the Spectre's here. The decoy!
Still manages to burn down Ban. But just trying to go full auto with all of these weapons, it's not quite enough. The close range duels, somehow Talon losing out in terms of numbers advantage. Still though, trying to go back to a little bit more safety. Lenny just holds out and swaps over to the high angle, gets down Jeremy. Wow, through the toxic screen though. KICKOFF with the Sheriff still able to fire off shots.
Yeah, caught one glimpse of a Spectre, not the weapon you would want in a situation like this, but already damage done. One more kill and even the entire round possible, but no, Cruz watching from double doors will barely save the round for Talon, carrying over 2 rifles.
You can anchor, but can you clutch? With a Spectre, it's just that much more difficult, so it is what it is, but Team Secret managed to put up a bit of a fight. Talon, on the other hand, though, still, I think Lenny getting those 2 kills, Ban as well, I mean, pushing up front. Just fighting with all that force. And you can hear those communications again. It keeps the team alive, it keeps spirits up. And look at this, Governor up to 20 kills now.
Slow creeping up, not as quickly as we saw in the very beginning of the map, but obviously a lot more for him to do on the attacking side. A bit of a mishap on the flash there as well.
He tried to make the movement work though, but Borkum just managing to react that quickly. Another shot coming in from Jeremy as well, and all of a sudden Talon has to reconsider this entire round.
No, they'll spot at least one on halls, so KICKOFF, no reason to greed this. You have control of double doors, you have control of the site. You can keep them trapped in the halls, it's not the worst scenario.
Yeah, if anything, Jit Boys has to, I don't know, like either lurk or push up front. They're thinking about making use of the shoots into mid. That's not quite gonna happen.
Oh, I don't mind this. The shock dart, right? You already showed one person up in halls. You send the shock dart to let them know that we're still thinking about taking over the space. And you just say, if we can keep that occupied, we should have a shot. But no, it's going to be a save. I mean, they don't have any explosive entry into the site. And of course, the Cypher most likely anchoring on B.
Yeah, 30 seconds. And look at the setup on B too. I don't think B is a site that they've explored all too much. So there are some unknown variables. They don't know exactly where these trips might be or where the cam is.
10 seconds left.
So there's really a lot to consider, because remember a couple rounds ago we saw KICKOFF just playing up around tunnel, around elbow a little bit. So they're still thinking that Team Secret setup might be 2 on B, 3 on A. So we don't want to toy with that too much, at least for this round.
Yeah, and you don't have the KO either, right? No way to just shut down that utility. So you have to really use everything you got, start to scout it out. And as you mentioned, haven't spent too many rounds figuring out NDG's preferred default setups. But if anyone's going to do it, it's got to be ban on that Yoru. Got it during the pistol round.
Yeah, if not Ben, it's got to be Lenny with the shock darts. Again, information first. So back to the drawing board for Talon now as Team Secret starts to catch up. Jesse Vash kind of catching up in terms of kills too.
Oh, very aggressive shark dart into elbow. And Jesse's making the same call again, right? Just let them know that we are looking at elbow a bit heavy, and then let's try to reposition ourselves, shift the weight a little bit. But I think he correctly recognized the situation here. No solid info that they're working off of, so just a 2-1-2 default.
Swapped over with Jeremy too. NDG good to anchor, just as Asterai said.
Crash.
Past the cyber cage, but now suddenly pushing into it, punished by Cruz. Gate crash allows Ben to sneak and infiltrate onto site, just as you mentioned, Will. And apart from that, look at what's happening on the map. He gets out. Jit Boys still holding up around elbow in case anyone crosses over from mid. Cruz, as long as he stays alive up over by pillar, he uses his utility. He's still got the Reckoning available. There's so much that Talon has invested into this round.
Oh, no.
Another shot. Jesse Vash out in the open. Borkum revealed by Ban. And that's Talon back into the game just where they left.
Envy had full utility ready to go, but Cruz just gets him right before he's able to set up the rest of his teammates. Obviously, the distance from each other, not exactly the ideal, but this gate crash was brilliant. Ban gate crashes into the site, so NDG has to wait, but then Cruz holds before pushing out of the cyber cage as they know that he now has to pick and choose the 50-50 between the Yoru and the decoy. And then they just pinch onto him. During all that, Ban's able to still get the first kill on site as well. And now, because they have that successful B execute, I mean, Team Secret, they can't really rest on their laurels on any part of the map.
Yeah, just trying to change up everything now. NDG swapping up his setup onto its B side as well. Jeremy trying to explore mid a little bit, maybe pull off something cheeky. But again, this high tide just makes him question a lot. But guess what? Talon's actually corralled up towards B instead. Just watching elbow.
A good read, you have to imagine, on what the potential is from Team Secret, right? Because they just pressured B successfully as well. Talon's read is that Team Secret has to push out to get info.
Apart from that too, I mean, that's what they're playing off of. Now they want to get their own info past enough time. Dimensional Drift does clear out a lot, so NDG has no choice but to relinquish the site.
Relay boats corralling him.
Ooh. Comboed with Ben and the Dimensional Crash. He gets out onto another one. Jesse Vash making a trade happen, so not impossible for Team Secret to come back.
Jeremy on the flank, but so is Lenny. Now this cuts the timer for Lenny
God.
quite short, but I don't think they're aware at all. So if Jit Boys can stay alive alongside Governor, this is huge.
Here
Gets
comes
one.
Lenny, all right. Managed to pull attention away. Envy turns back around. Toxic Screen back up, and Jit Boy still trying to keep things alive. Governor and Envy, though, suddenly pitched down. And with that, the spike available. They knew where Lenny was. They knew where he was about to show up. And Envy collects another round for Team Secret.
Team Secret immediately ups the tempo as soon as they recognize that Lenny gets the first kill on the flank. Instead of trying to say, well, one person watch for Lenny, and the rest of us will go in and go for 1v1, so they just say, well, he's still pretty far out. He would have to walk all. Well, two-pronged attack. So they've always got a backup plan.
Okay, all the way up and through halls. Jesse Vash is right on the other end. Gets the information. Jeremy still staying tucked away and hidden.
So Talon seems to have heard and or seen Jesse Vash on the rotate back over to A. Now, the recon just comes out, so they're both stuck in their own position. But the real question is can they break into B? Because otherwise, Jeremy's just holding mid. And Talon doesn't have proof that Jeremy's here.
Oh.
Not even a guess, it looks like.
I thought they might have had an idea, but guess not. And with that now, Team Secret very much in control over the map. Van trying to fight back, but not for long. 5 HP. His teammate and the spike dropped. The round is over. I guess he's going for that save. 15 seconds left.
Yeah, I mean, only 5 HP, and your econ's
10
not
seconds
exactly even across the board. And we've been trading rounds back and forth, so not quite at the maximum loss streak bonus. Talon carrying one Vandal over, losing a lot of steam. And this one, it could have very well looked different had Lenny been alive, right? They could have pressured a lot more with the Sova utility, but now Jeremy seems a bit more warmed up, a bit more confident, digging deep to really cut up the forces from Talon Esports.
That's what we need to see them do, especially on this defensive side. If they can repeat that formula, it's going to be that much more difficult for Talon. NDG going back to the slightly different setup still, but heavily anchoring on the B side. The game plan has swapped back up to what we saw just a few rounds ago. A solo NDG on B.
Yeah, but this is a retake from Team Secret. And they get the ping onto pretty much everybody, if not literally everybody, on the side of Talon. So backups now arrived as well. I mean, Talon, yeah, you have to reset at the very least.
Yeah, retake setup too. Talon has to reconsider their options, but given the time passed, they never quite know who might be on the other side. And it's going to be Jeremy with an operator.
They suspect something.
1 pixel is all it takes. Shot hasn't been fired off. Oh, the movement from Governor. A sudden, he jumped over and carried the momentum through. Jeremy repeats though. Is that good? The cascade pushes him away, and Governor wants to pressure it.
Oh,
the Blade Storm. Right click, and then Lenny with the shorty. Ben is here to assist as well. So although Governor dies, it's enough space for Talon to potentially take the site. High Tide blocks off so much vision.
Spike gets planted. Post plant, not bad. You could even go for a rotate, even the pit to make sure. I mean, this is going up to match point for Talon.
Wow, and all they got to do is to protect the Viper right now, up around the edges of this Viper's pit.
I mean, Secret wants to attempt this so badly, but it just looks nigh impossible.
So many layers of safety. Cruz dies. We still got Jit Boys. We still got Ben and Lenny on the other side of Cave. So it's the call for Envy to save instead.
Yeah, looking at their creds, I don't mind that they attempted to go into the pit. I mean, you just don't want to give over map point. And you still had another flash drive, a 0 point. You know, you get the first cheeky pick. Sure, there's a world. There's a world where a story could be told, but not in that one. And Talon goes up to map point. Lost a lot of steam in the second half, but it was only a couple steps up to here.
It might just also be Breeze on defense, and you know, you got to figure out those openings. And especially with Talon, I mean, Team Secret now starting to peek out a little bit more. They had to adapt, and adapt they did.
Yes, this should do.
Well, this is, it's actually giving me a bit of a nightmare flashback to when DRX just couldn't figure out how to attack on Breeze on an international stage. And a lot of it comes down to they keep tabs on the actual setup, and they're just trying to combat the setup itself on a site. Ban. Great opening kill. Takes out the operator from the opposing side.
Don't just combat the setup, right? Combat the players.
Well, okay, sure, yes, combat the players as well. But what I'm trying to say is you want to work the map, right? If you're just saying, okay, well, they hide in this cubby, they have this strip, let's go in and break it and break it and break it, you still, at the end of the day, have to not only win the fights, but they make one micro adjustment, one change in timing, and it throws the entire thing off. Now, I would say Talon, a bit more flexibility here in the second half. Also, they didn't need to win as many rounds, but this time, Van's operator is the one who really shakes things up.
The decoy as well makes Borkum feel a little bit uneasy.
I'm out of here.
And then the fast lane, they think it's going to be an A hit, but look at where the spike's headed towards.
Yeah, the nail in the coffin pretty much. Now, a pretty early call from Team Secret. They recognize this as they don't hear any more footsteps, but whoa, Governor flying high off of the boxes.
No way.
1v5.
What a great debut on the Neon, and Jit Boys to end it all as he hops around for his